What is up, guys? Angelo from Angebona TV here at the historic Bovaird house in Brampton. We're actually gonna head on inside shortly and get to check the place out. Unfortunately, it is raining outside and it's a little bit cold, which sucks. But we're gonna head on inside, get warm, and check the place out.
Had more money, of course, than this summer kitchen was put on, and a place for a man to live.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have had women help, but they would have had several men to help on the farm.
Oh, it's a very tight staircase.
And separate from the house, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They would have had men, but it would have been separate from the house. So there's no washroom. This is just where they would, and they probably had a couple of tables and chairs and beds and that kind of stuff. And it's pretty cool up here.
It is, yeah.
There's no heating when you find places.
Yeah, for sure.
Which would be very uncomfortable, I think, because you look so whole bed.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Now this happens to have some padding in it, but this would have been stuffed with hay. Pieces in here is that tackle box, and this rug is where Mossy made, and it came back with one of the hired man's helps about maybe 10, 12 years ago, and he came and he said, "I'm bringing this back." But you see, when Mr. and Mrs. Bovaird died, then they had relatives. So they came in and had modern furniture. You know what I mean? They didn't have 1800 furniture. Go down and boil more water, put it in there. Go down and boil more water and put it in. And just see how much water you have to put in that bathtub to get that much water.
Yeah.
So they probably would have lived a lot in this room. The only heating would have been, of course, the fireplace. And you know, with the fireplace, if you're not close to the fireplace and you're back here, you're cold.
Yeah.
And that does not have a heat, so the heat just would go right on. So everyone crowded around here. And of course, when darkness came, there were no lights. It came. Being to Quebec, and I'm sure in Italy they have outdoor bake ovens.
Okay.
Because they call them pizza ovens.
Yeah.
But bread's the same idea. So it goes way, way back, and you would have put, and just like they do, they put all the wood in, and then when the guy goes, "Yep, I think it's hot enough," then he scrapes it all out, and then you put the in. And rooms on each side, which are exactly the same. So this would have been their parlor. You see, I really don't know what they did in the 1800s. We assume they had a front room and a dining room. And if they did, then the kitchen would have been in the basement if it's been a Georgian house, and there is a fireplace in our basement. And this piano or organ was just given to us from some lady in Palgrave up in that area.
Wow.
We had two of them, but we gave them two back to Pama, and then got our own.
Is there actual liquor in there?
I think it's tea.
Oh, okay. It's funny.
And then the front door of this house, of course, is not facing the main street. It is facing Westervelt Corners, which is where Walmart is.
Who are all these pictures of?
Okay, I don't know who that picture is. I call him Angus because he looks like a Scottish man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but no, Palma probably has lent that picture to us.
Oh, okay.
No, I have no idea who that is. But that's not a painting, that's a charcoal drawing.
Yeah.
And of course we have this wonderful food that probably costs more than this whole leg of ham originally costs, and the celery the same idea. But we used to have real bread when I first came. I used to dry those, but then the darn mice used to eat them.
Yeah.
So we had to stop that. So then we went into our sponge ones. You know what I mean? So you would have something you wouldn't have that lath and plaster that they would have had. So they researched it and thought this would be in that period. But what period? In the period, stairs are not regulation stairs. And people come up and are quite nervous about the railing because it's so low.
Yeah.
But it's not a regulation thing either. I find this the most interesting map because it shows you exactly where we are.
Oh, wow.
We are right here on Peter Chisholm's property. That's his 100 acres right there with his name on it. They actually bred horses for the constabulary in Jamaica or Bermuda, one of those places, because it was a standard neat brown horse. And of course you don't see mounted police on Palominos or Pintos or Roans. You see them on a nice standard brown horse. It goes well with the uniform.
Yeah.
Easy to look after. All horses look alike. You know, it's like having yellow or white and black cap. And this is Mr. Bovaird's parents, who bought the original house in 1927. And this is when Mrs. Bovaird was given, and Ken Willems was the mayor at the time, when she gave the house to them. And this man is in this picture here. He's a member of the Peel County Council in 1921. So they did have some status in the area. They were farmers. Most people were farmers. Bedroom at one time. With our artifacts, we have this as a bedroom, also more of I would say a woman's bedroom. I haven't unshrouded the clothes, but this would have been some kind of clothes that they would have worn, and they were very small women. Again, into this room, which is a little more elaborate, but not really more expensive. I call this cottage furniture, and this furniture is made to look elaborate, but not. This, and it's actually for a man's mustache.
Oh.
Because you saw those men with the curly things. Okay, so they would have actually put that on a lamp, and then they would have curled their mustache up. Coals in that, run it around the damp sheets at night. But the trouble is, you had to go down to the fireplace and get the coals. Run upstairs.
Yeah.
Run downstairs. Put them back in the fireplace. Run back upstairs. By that time, cold.
Yeah.
And all this stuff would have been using tops. This is wonderful, this thing here. I should get some kids to make this with me sometime. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. And sometimes they make noises. So you make them out of an old button and thread. Children were not. I think children grew up quite fast when they were young at that age.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Their life was much shorter.
They were kind of forced to
Yeah, and I think you
grow
had
up.
things, yeah, you had things to do.
Go to
you
work.
had chores, you had things to do,
Especially imagine living on a farm, there was so much to do.
Yeah, I'm sure a 12, 13-year-old boy was not a 12 and 13. To be that bad.
Oh, okay.
The lady who donated the bed said that she felt it was very eerie and was ghost-like, and she wanted to get rid of it, so we took it.
So it was actually this bed?
No, this bed.
Oh, the one in there.
That child
Oh, the children's
there.
bed.
Yeah, that child's bed in there.
Yeah, I think that's what they were saying there. At first it sounded like they said there was a cradle.
Well, it was that small junior bed. But you see, I don't believe in ghosts, so, and I've been here at nighttime by myself. I've looked up.
Never experienced
Absolutely
anything?
nothing.
For sure.
I have 3 grandchildren who are very hard to cook for.
Oh, I can imagine.
A log cabin that was up at Gore and Mayfield, you know,
Oh,
there where
okay.
they took down a brick house, and when they hit it, bricks fell off, and this log cabin was underneath it.
Ah, okay. And then they just moved
So it turned out to be a 4-bedroom house at one time. So all of this would have been their big front room. So what's happened is when they looked at the floor plans, this fireplace was put back. This was actually put back. The walls were put back for the original bedrooms. And the staircase, which goes up to our 2nd floor, which we can't open because we don't have a wheelchair accessible. So only the bottom floor is open. The house, modernized it, and then of course they saw all where the nail marks were, and then it put it back. And the same with the ceiling. Brick house would have had plaster over here, and the inside walls would be plastered. And that was wonderful because that saved this cabin. It was bricked over, and so the logs didn't rot, and then it was plastered on the inside with the board they put out. It was taken down as a 2-story house. And the developer is Royal Pine Developers.
Yes, I know those guys.
Okay. Well, that man actually gave us this cabin and spent the money to... See, normally the fireplaces, they just would have made a chimney.
Okay.
And then all that wood, the heat just would have gone up, and you would have been sitting around like this in the wintertime trying to keep for light. But this one has a stopper, so the heat doesn't fly up there. It penetrates the room. And apparently it was a new invention.
Yeah.
It's called Rumsford.
Oh, yeah.
And that you could go on to your, now that you've got your little hand. I think the information. And do sign our book if you wish.
I will.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. It was definitely been a pleasure. Alright guys, so this place was actually really cool. There's 2 buildings on the property. The lady here was absolutely really hospitable, gave us a lot of information. There's a lot of cool stuff to actually check out, so if you have an opportunity, you're in Brampton, come check out the historic Bovaird house. They didn't even charge me anything to actually go through here. I gave them a donation on the inside, and I thought it was really cool. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell right next to there, so that way you know whenever I make new videos. We're going to be going on quite a few cool exploration videos shortly. Thanks, bye.